Hello, everyone. Welcome to Basically Anything Halloween edition. All this month, we're going to be posting Halloween filled content. And yeah, we've been gone for a while, but we're back. And our first topic today is FNAF to kick off Halloween. Um, so, Adam and I were very familiar with FNAF. When did FNAF come out?
It came. I think FNAF came. Five Nights at Freddy's. It came out August 8th, 2014.
Yeah, me and Adam, we've been with it since that date of 2014, and 2014 FNAF. If you don't know what FNAF is, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was a really big game at the time, and it's pretty much died down at this point. But it used to be a really big game at the time, kind of like this fork knife, and uh, everyone was talking about it. Everyone was playing it. People would go to Markiplier when the new game would come out and watch his playthroughs of it. PewDiePie did some of it, and game theorists basically milk this to high hell. And ever since then, the whole craze over the games have died down with its confusing stories and books and shit. And it still has a loyal fan base and it's actually coming out with a movie soon. But FNAF, for the most part, has died down. And the reason it's our topic today is mainly because of the movie coming out and God knows when. And and the fan base is still there. Surprisingly, I've actually seen it on Twitter. How about you, Adam?
Yeah, I've it's still alive. It's still kicking. Um, to add on to the movie, there's also been confirmation from the creator of the game, Scott Cawthon, that there is indeed a console port of the game that's happening for Xbox and PlayStation 4, and it is being made by different developers. And Scott is wanting the is I think he's going to take part. I think he's going to take part of it. I mean, it's his game because he wants it to be right. So he wants it to be pretty much a good FNAF game that's console worthy instead of it being like some fucking free roam fan made, those fan made games that were
Yeah.
launching back in the day, those fucking games like that. He wants it to be good and it's worthy on PlayStation. So I'm kind of looking forward to that one. And also there's also been confirmation from him about an app version of the game, not the apps like the Five Nights at Freddy's apps that came out weeks after the release since like 2014. It's like some IR, some interact. It's like Pokemon Go basically. That's what he was saying. But
Yeah.
we don't know if it's gonna be like whatever. And I'm just worried about that one because that might just kill off the vibe a bit. Seeing
I
the
mean, it's
what,
already dead as it is.
yeah, the thing I have to say that ruined it was pretty much how number one has to be the story, and two, the fan reception of it. And
Yeah. Yeah, see, back in 2014, I was really into it. I was not into it for the scares. I really enjoyed the story actually, and uh, all that. But what really ruined it for me was the FNAF kids, if you know what I mean. Like, the FNAF kids are around, and uh,
it, yeah, but at that time, looking back, I remember I was 14 at that time, and but I wasn't those kids that fucking had a fucking hard on or some shit about it. That was all up. Oh, I love just the characters only. I fucking love the story. The story was very interesting. I was knee deep in the story. The lore, it was just amazing. When FNAF 2 came out, it was like that was the best one, probably like one of the best ones in the series. So the other ones, but yeah, just the story in general is what amazed me. It was interesting. You had people take their time, like trying to dissect the story. Then it kind of got a bit ruined by the game theorists. I mean, I still enjoy his theories, but some don't, some I don't agree with. But at the end of the time, it's just a theory. You know?
Yeah. See, back then it was full of the whole fan base was full of many different people, horror people, people that just enjoy games in general, and kids, as any fan base will
Yeah,
have. But
yeah.
over,
The
yeah,
kids started rolling up in like 2015, like 2014. It was more respectful. People were trying to dissect the story, but in 2015, the kids started rolling in and started just. It was a clusterfuck.
yeah, and the kids didn't really understand the story too, and not to defend it or be anything about it. But the kids, one good example is there was this kid at my bus stop a few years back in 2016, and he was obsessed with FNAF, and you know, I was just in high school, and he would just talk about FNAF constantly, and he wouldn't even mention the story at some points. He would be like, "Oh, it's so funny how like Bonnie gets with Foxy and whatever." I didn't know what the hell this kid was talking about, and the kids keep on mixing the fan fiction with the main story, and I think that really ruins it in my
the
eyes.
The thing I look at is that these kids, that yeah, the kids don't give a shit about the story. They only care for the characters because if you look at the characters, they're whatever. Like to them, they're just fucking colorful little characters. But like for real, like FNAF people, they're like just animatronics and all that. It's kind of scary. Gives you a scary vibe and all of it. If you're a true horror guy or whatever, it the kids are just in it for the characters. Just it's
It's so bad too because back then, just how Fortnite skins are gonna be the Halloween costume this year. Back in 2014, 15, 16, it was all FNAF kids, and it was so cringeworthy. And
it was like at that time when I heard the kids start. Because I'll admit this, like, yeah, I still like the game. I followed up onto the story. I was only in it for the story, and I played the games. The games, some of the games were enjoyable.
yeah, the
Uh,
games were enjoyable, but beyond
and
the
then later
games,
on, the games start like then this FNAF world came out. It really divided, and but Scott agreed, like, yeah, that was probably his bad move. Scott, like the FNAF world thing. That was a bad move from him, and it's his biggest mistake ever, and I can agree with that. And it's just after FNAF World, and it just started to just crumble down.
yeah,
Like he tried.
it really did. Like, Scott, what was it? FNAF 4? Did he take a break? Was that it? FNAF 4 where he took a break for a little bit because of the fan base?
Um, FNAF. Uh, yeah, FNAF 4. After FNAF 4, FNAF World's still being in development. That's when you know he was still making it, but he didn't know is that it would be a huge flop. So I think
Yeah.
he's taking a break now. I presume he's taking a break now.
Yeah. Now, are there gonna be any more games of FNAF? Because I haven't played any since 4, to be honest.
Okay, so if you're not caught up, then you might have heard of Sister Location.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
All right, yeah, that one's pretty much changed the story. That one right there changed the entire look of the story, introduced new characters and all that, and bringing up characters that just wastes time and it'll just be really cringeworthy for the viewers. But then there's a free one, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, which disguises itself as quote unquote FNAF 6, but in the storyline, it's actual canon and it takes place after all the events and it leads up to the big finale. And that one right there is pretty much, I have to say, that's the last one. But it doesn't end there. There's another FNAF game called Ultimate Custom Nights, which it's free. You can play it, and a lot of people are surprisingly, a lot of people are making theories of it, and it's kind of cringeworthy, but Me personally, I gave it a try, and it's enjoyable if you're a guy that likes to do little challenges, like try to beat 50-20 mode, which I try to do. But yeah, the
Yeah, FNAF, like, that's another thing is that it went from like trying to take itself seriously as an indie horror game, and it soon just plummeted. Like it got more and more serious, but it kept on, instead of explaining things, it kept on adding on to things, and that's what really ruined the story in my eyes. Is how, um, Purple Guy, that should have been solved in FNAF 2, FNAF 3, but instead they drug it all the way onto 4, and then I've heard that even in 4 that doesn't even count. That's not even the real one, and
yeah,
they ruin it.
there's two purple guys. It's sad thing about it is that it was confirmed by Scott. There's two of them. Well, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but yeah, the people were pointing it out, and hearing that, like when when playing it, I was saying to myself, what happened to what's going on? Like this, I started to lose interest in it. But yet again, I mean, I it just looking at the theories, some started to make sense and all that, and this, yeah, the ending,
Yeah.
the ending of it, it's kind of it's a bit worthy. Should be the last one. The Pizza World Simulator thing, yeah,
And then
that's
the whole books that were released as well were just they didn't help the story whatsoever, like at all. They just make it more confusing. And
yeah. What I've no, what I've read like two of the books. Um, they are okay. People are this thing that really cringes me is that people are saying that it's canon to the game, but it's actually not. This is the way I look at it. It's like a book. It's the book adaptation of the game. Like all the characters ever are just from the game. It's not like canon or anything like that. Like to the game.
I,
It's just there.
yeah, it's, oh man, FNAF, dude, it's, oh man, it used to be simpler times. And another thing that I also feel that Scott did very wrong about FNAF is how he kind of released the games. Like in 2014, we got, what was it, 3 games throughout the
We got
year.
two. Yeah, we got two games. Then 2015, we got another two games.
Yeah, he
Then
released them so early to each other. He should have had it like a yearly release, if it's finished, to polish it and just keep on adding on to it. Because I mean, if you purchase the games when they're at full price back then, I don't think they were worth it in content. Like you could beat it and then some of the bonus nights, but that was it. There was nothing more than that. And I feel as if he should have released some of it and then polish the next game and then release that another year instead of just releasing 2 of them in the same year with a spin-off. And I feel, I don't know, I just feel it is a business tactic that was pretty dumb.
business tactic. You should look at the merchandise they're rolling in.
I don't want to, I really don't. I go in Spencer's enough and I have to see it. Hot Topic too.
At that time, well, you don't really see Five Nights at Freddy's merch at this time now because that trend kind of did die off. Like back in 2015 and 16, you were starting seeing FNAF merchandise skyrocket. And I'll admit this, I do have a couple of t-shirts and all that from whatever.
Even in the kids section at Walmart, like the toy aisle and even the clothing, they would have FNAF merch. And it sucked too because Scott knew about the fan base, and instead of fighting against it, he just kind of went with it and used them as a marketing tactic as well.
Yeah, but this is what I give respect to Scott. He understands about like the problems with the community, the toxicity, and all that, and he's just like I know he wants to get his game out there. He wants to make all this little merch and all that with the partnership with Funko and rolling out the figures and all that. I really don't have a problem with it. I mean, but FNAF, it was respectfully an indie game, now turned into like a huge pop culture icon and merchandising now, and it just latched its way to society instead of like the indie community. Because
Yeah,
like
and like let's just say we're not even talking about the kids at this point. I'm gonna call them the edgy teens in this. They'll have like Bonnie X Chica, and there's just so much relationship that they try to tie into it, and I also feel that that ruins the whole community as a whole. Just it's
Yeah, it does. It makes you just want to stay away from it. It's kind of it's just I stay away from it, to be honest. The community is it's more about myself now. Like I give it respect. You know, I make fun of it, yeah, but I just give it respect. Like
I don't give
and
it respect at all. I gotta wash my hands after
no,
seeing it.
I don't give like that cringy shit respect. Like I give the game respect. Like I'm not those kids that fucking go off and like type fucking fan fiction or post Rule 34 on it or some shit.
It
No,
is
it's just me. That's
it
it. Just me.
it is also kind of great, and I really like what how Scott Cawthon, like just himself, made this whole game and this whole universe just all by himself in his mind. I mean, he probably had help along the way, but still, just one man doing all of this is actually, I
No,
enjoy that.
yeah, I don't hate. That's why I still like Scott. You know, he's a great guy, and it's just that it's not Scott that's should be getting flack. I mean, the community. It's just how the way the community is just pretty much ruins it. But no, I personally think like FNAF it's a good game, but I might if you just ignore like the community now, it's you got a good game, but now if you just look at it, it's a shithole.
Yeah, and I still like feel I don't know. I just feel as if FNAF should have ended at this point, if you know what I mean. Like, he
Yeah,
drug it
it
on
should
too
have.
long. Like, he had one big breakthrough in FNAF, and all of his other games failed. And then he's like, "Oh, well, I can make money off of this, and I enjoy this." But I feel as if this was his only selling game, so he just never went on to anything else, and just kind of never ended it. Well,
But I mean, in the end of the day, it's amazing how one guy he just it's funny. Have you heard of like how FNAF started out? Like how he started it?
yeah, I heard about it with his other games, and
Yeah, people.
yeah.
He took that and he just made it into a thing. But no, I personally I still like it. I mean, yeah, the community it's kind of a whole fucking clusterfuck. But if you just ignore that, just play the games and all that. Try to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then that's fine. But if you just give it a shot or something, you got a good horror game, and I can't wait to see what future has to what it's going to offer. Hopefully by then there won't be, or it's probably going to attract more kids. But hopefully, the way I see it, all those kids they're just gonna go to Fortnite and they're gonna stay there and die
And default dance,
in default dance.
Orange
Yeah, I can't wait.
Justice.
But yeah, I can't wait to see like the movie. I'll check that out and
Hopefully, it
see
won't be
what
as
happens.
bad as Slenderman.
Hopefully, but they have. He's trying to make it good as possible instead of like just rushed. And also the console ports. That's gonna. I'm also looking forward to that one. But yeah, I think
Yeah, that's
that
pretty
should be
much
it.
it.
Any more thoughts?
Massive respect to Scott. Not massive respect for the community.
If they have to say into the community, is just be mature and just be chill, please. Don't fuck FNAF up, please, because this I'm waiting for that console port. Don't fuck it up.
The movie
And
edition,
the movie, don't fuck it up too,
and Nintendo
kid.
Switch,
Yeah, don't. Who even
and toaster. FNAF on Alexa.
fucking the notepad, the sketch thingy,
Etch Sketch. FNAF on
stick
Google Home.
stick in dirt.
FNAF on Wii.
FNAF on the wall. You
FNAF
draw
at
it.
school. FNAF in real life.